Okay, Hannah, I'm going to split this up into 3 different videos, the kind of 3 different sections I sent you. So we're going to do page 1 and 2 on this video, and this is exponents with multiplication and division. So it's basically when you have multiplication and division of different expressions, including exponents, kind of what to do with those exponents, how to simplify them. So this first one, we're just going to go through it, and I'm going to try to help you discover how it works. So we have 5 to the 6th power divided by 5 to the 3rd power. So what this is basically saying is we have 5 times 5, or hold on, let me write it this way. 5 to the 6th power divided by 5 to the 3rd power, okay? So another way of writing that is 5 to the 6th power, which is 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5 times 5, divided by 5 times 5 times 5, okay? And so what do you know about 5 times 5? Well, it's 1. Or sorry, 5 divided by 5, it's 1. What's 5 divided by 5? It's 1. 5 divided by 5, it's 1. So what does that leave us with? It leaves us with 5 times 5 times 5, or 5 to the 3rd power. So instead of having to do all of this out like this, when you see something like this, what you can simplify that as is 5 as your base, right? And then your exponents would end up being subtraction here. So when you see this division sign, you can take the exponents, as long as it's the same base here, and you can subtract it. So then you end up having 5 to the 3rd power, just like that, right? So then let's look at multiplication. So this is number 2. 9 times s times, that dot means multiplication, times 3 times s to the 6th power. So what is that saying? I'm going to pull these two out and say, because of the associative property, I can move around numbers and move around exponents or move around the variables. So I'm going to pull this 3 and this 9 out. So 9 times 3, and then I have times s, here's the 1s, s to the 1st power, times s to the 6th power. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So what does that end up simplifying? You can solve for this. 27 times s to the 7th power, right? So when you see multiplication, whatever the two constants are, the numbers are, you can multiply. So 9 times 3 times, and then what would you do with s to the 1st power and s to the 6th power? You would add those up. So you simplified, it would be 27 times s, and then 1 plus 7, or sorry, that was 6. 1 plus 6 equals 7. All right, let's try another one. Let's try number 3. So 3 is 3r squared w to the 4th power over 5r w3. All right, this one looks tricky. So what I can say is, well, these are the same variables, so I can work with these, and these are the same variables, so I can work with these. So I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to just say 3/5, or 3 divided by 5. And then what do we know? This is going to be r squared minus r, right? So what's r1? That if it's just 1r, it's just 1 to the 1st power. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So now I have 3/5 r, or to keep it on the same playing field here, r. And then these w's, you have w to the 4th power minus w to the 3rd power. So then you would have just 1 w left, right? So this simplified would be 3/5 times r times w, right? So to break this down even further, like if you needed a little bit more explanation to this, what this would be like would be 3 times r times R times W times W times W times W over 5 times R times W times W times W. Okay, so this 3/5 stays the same. And then this R divided by R is 1. So I only have 1 R left. And then this W divided by W is 1. This W divided by W is 1. And this W divided by W is 1. So I have 1 W left. So it's RW. All right, let's try another one. This one down here is pretty simple. We have number 4, K times K to the 4th power. So breaking this up, this would be K times K times K times K times K, right? So really, what is that? K to the 1st power plus 4, which is equivalent to K to the 5th power. Let's do one more, number 5, 8R times Y to the 5th power over 2R to the 4th power Y. Okay. So we've got, I'm going to break it up, 8 times R times Y times Y times Y times Y times Y over 2 times R times R times R times R times Y times Y times Y. All right, so this becomes 4, and then I've got 1, 2, 3 R's left, and then this crosses this out, this crosses this out, this crosses this out, Y to the 2nd. So really, sorry, this is not what this would be. We need to keep it in our division here. So this is 4, and then we've got nothing down here but these 3 Y's, or 3 R's, and then we've got the 2 Y's up there. So it actually does need to stay as a division problem. Because it's different on each side of like the fraction line or the division line. Like you've got 4 left up here, you've got 2 Y's left up here, and then 3 R's left down there. And so to do that, where you wouldn't have to write this out, you could do 4 over 2. So you want to keep it kind of up here. And then you've got down here, because this is the larger number, so you're going to have more R's down here. 4 minus 1, and then up here, I'm going to keep the Y's up here because this is the larger number, Y minus 3. So then this would be, sorry, there would be no 2 left there because that cancels each other out. So if you had this, and then you simplified it, you know on top you have 4, because 8 divided by 2 equals 4. And then 5 minus 3 is Y to the 2nd power, and then 4 minus 1 is R to the 3rd power. So it would look like that. And then this could be pulled out. This 4 could be pulled out, so you could have 4 times Y to the 2nd power over R to the 3rd power. So it could be pulled out like that too. Okay, so I think these division ones are kind of the hardest to simplify. The multiplying ones are pretty simple because you're just combining, you're just adding the exponents up and simplifying from there. And like if you look at number 8, you would pull all of the numbers out. So it'd be 3 times 9 times 5, and then times h, and then just combine the exponents. If it's division, they cancel each other out. So it's kind of wherever it falls. So let's take a look at number 9 together. Number 9 is 2c to the 5th power over 6c, just c, like that. So this is number 9. All right, so what this means is 2 times c times c times c times c times c over 6 times c. All right, so then that gets simplified to 1/3, right? And then this c cancels this c out. So how many c's do I have left? C to the 4th power. And then this gets simplified to c to the 4th power over 3. So if you were to do that without having to write all this out, what would that look like? Well, because this exponent has more, I'm going to do the work up there. So I have 2c to the 5th power minus 1. There's that 1c over 6. So then this gets simplified. This turns into a 1. This turns into a 3. And so this, you don't need to do anything with that 1, right? And so 5 minus 1 is c to the 4th power over 3. So that's how it gets simplified. Okay, so I think you should be able to do the rest of these on your own. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 together. So you do 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12 on this first page. And then on the second page, why don't you do all of the even, or all of the first column right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the first 6, okay? And you should be okay with this. Just send me a Google chat or an email if you are confused on any of them, and I can go over it really quick and send you a quick video.